Here's a list of things to study and do and learn if you want to be the best AI programmer and best AI utilizer in the world with the most generic English accent and construct intelligence you can handle. So this is the word wisdom to-do list. It says update font catalog with new letter system needs fonts. Number one, French, Spanish, English, number and letter from La Petite, and the font is uppercase and number. That's like a nursery education. They'll teach you uppercase letters and the alphabets and stuff, and the numbers in a handful of languages. After that, number two is Arabic, British, number and letter, and that says punk, but I don't know why that says punk. Anyway, and we learned that from St. Christopher's. They taught us lowercase, and Ibn Khaldun taught us Arabic numerals and electric assembly, which is just if you're doing like a robotic wiring diagram or Legos or something, or wiring a motor with cables. They'll show you a little diagram. It has no words on it, but it somehow still translates intelligence to you to make you copy the pattern in the document. And even a 5 or 6-year-old can do it. So number three is Texan, Greek, Hebrew. They also teach number and letter, but they teach punk and skill. Oh, punk. That's probably the language we're coming up with that indicates that it's somehow adult related and pink related. So there's a patent font where they taught us cursive, music 1 through 5, pre-algebra, fractions, and decimals. And the Covington font, which was also from our time in Texas, taught us set theory, sentence graphing, algebra, and music 6. Next up came Beirut, Lebanese, Austin, because the cities kind of fused and intermingled at that time around 1996, 1997, around then. And so we've got number and letter and skills. There's the Keeling font, which includes visual number graphing, stuff like rise over run, things like that. Algebra, polynomial equations and stuff, scientific notation, music 7 to 8, ASCII, because computers, ASCII was just being born back then, and SciTech, assembly diagrams, which is the top side front diagrams for building robots and shapes and stuff. And I guess we should probably include geometry in this category with Miss Van Hoosen. Or Miss Van Hoos, I'm sorry. She taught that on the 3M projector, which still blasts us to this very day in a very dangerous manner. So after that was the LBJ font that came around 1998 to 2002. So there's a quantum mechanics Greek, stuff like alpha for light and C for the speed of light, and W for work and omega for rotational velocity. This is all just so you can read characteristic language from our document set and know what all the symbols mean and how they interact and all the equations and all of the intellectual diagrams and stuff we make. So we also had Algebra 1 and 2, pre-calculus, differential equations, scientific notation, music 9 through 12, electric diagrams for advanced tech, and assembly diagrams for putting together kits and stuff. And then we had Huston Tillotson, which was vectors and advanced vectors, so stuff like cross product and dot product and multiplying vectors and graphing vectors and Boolean algebra, which is the if-then sciences, like if this, then that, and while this, do that, and up next is Japan, Awesometon, Maze, which is like kind of around college time, in that we were studying Japanese and everything was awesomely powerful, so we changed it from Austin to Awesometon, and life had become a maze. We could really experience the maze around us. It was trying to trap us and kill us, and we had more numbers and letters from Japanese. So we've got the ACC font for stuff like government and macroeconomics. Specifically, macroeconomics had a bunch of symbols they taught us, and also in terms of probability densities and integral calculus advanced from here, pre-calculus to integral calculus into probability densities and stuff, which developed our macroeconomics from ACC into a UT study that was very enlightening. And university font, which includes IPA, that's the International Phonetic Alphabet Morphology. Kanji, we learned katakana, hiragana. We did music 13 through 16. ASCII art kind of developed from just a little bit of leet speech symbology to being able to show much more animation and artistic pictures and stuff. So instead of just little text strings telling about your mood like a smiley face, it would be like a picture of an entire movie title screen or something converted into ASCII format. I think they do have filters. There's also a bunch of math there and a bunch of computational linguistics and computer science stuff like Java. So next is end of the road. So this is stuff that we might have come up with recently in our studies in the war zone here, the nuclear war zone, the bombing zone in Austin, where we get blown up every day. This is it's called the 3 font. It's the letter 3, but it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots, and all combinations and positions around this little shape 3. And we classified all the shapes into different groups and subsets based on similarities that they had with each other. Like a good alphabet should have a little bit of artistic classification in it to help learners identify patterns and similarities between the letters and compare and contrast how they are presented. And we also have a cluster dispersal font, which is this font. It's things like this U here, and the E with the line through it, and the E with the dot on top, and the A with a line on top of it. It's done to essentially disperse the clusters of phonemes, all represented by one letter, and disperse a bunch of letters all trying to describe one phoneme. And it also allows you to include 1, 2, or 3 adjacent vowels, and you always pronounce them as a single beat in the tempo. You don't like you don't confuse yourself with the adjacent vowel heights and lowerings and stuff. You just average the vowel into one vowel sound, and it's a great way of speaking and writing and learning for good pronunciation. We also have ASCII 3, icons, emojis, missing punctuation fonts. Like you'll notice that a lot of punctuation you'd want to use, like maybe like a medial dot like this is missing from keyboards, or a circle with a dot in the middle, or arrows pointing in different directions. Like the power arrow only goes like that. Why don't we have one that goes like that? So there's a lot of missing punctuation out there that you can do on paper that we started playing with, and it really helped us out a lot. And we have the Rus, which is a little bit of a Russian superstition, just a dab, barely any. And a suggested tech to turn this into a language learning, language creation tool. To take all that you learned, and all the grammars you learned, all the fonts you learned, all the relationships and equations you learned, and convert it into a language creation tool. So you've got the Elgato Stream Deck XL, which is this thing here. That's a good old ancestor L.A. Who wrote all this stuff, and it lets you put unique characters on the screen. So we wanted to be able to make up our own fonts. So this should allow that, and by pressing the button, it should allow character insertion with a script. But getting the font programmed into the computer was somehow not very easy. It's very, very conservative, and the English language doesn't want to change and tries to kill everyone who tries to change it. So AL did get blasted off his gourd for trying to do this. What else we have? Launch subset eyes, map, more keys, animations of AVI, WMV, and MPEG, all the way up to MPEG-6, which we ended on. I know it's old to you guys. Loaded photo, .exe, .text, font, internet, URL, launcher, camera software, launcher, director, scheduler, sequencer, script bundle, direction, runner, assign control, map font, map key, enter font, label with fonts and photographs and animations, soundboard, speaker system control, wave, MP3, and WMA, and this may sound like just a babbling of computer terms, but what we're essentially trying to do is type in symbols or runes or letters or fonts, and then have them animate based on a dictionary that's universal. So all the objects in the world right now are known, despite new worlds being created every day. And if you want to identify the object that's in the world and is universal with a different word or a different sound or a different spelling, you can do so, and it will tie to the core memory, but just with a personalized applique, so that we can get the universal translator working, and it'll play like animations of the object you've spelled or written, so that anyone who hears you can see what you're talking about, with like maybe a screen or an aura or an enchantment or something, like a visual, enchanting visuals just spewing off your skin like you're a 3D onion bulb, camera with curved screen skin, and you can make your appearance into anything. So that's the idea, is that you can create your own language with the encyclopedia on Wikipedia. That's probably a little too specific and niche for most uses. We want to maintain an encyclopedia for ideally our room, which is a lot of work, but once you've got your room encyclopedialized as an encyclopedist, you can generate your own language to describe your own room. And it doesn't have to be entirely unique. It can be reliant on your idiosyncrasies and the ways you learned when you were growing up, instead of the ways that the common television does it, because the television does it really, really, really wrong. It's so bad. And I think putting this kind of skill into the hands of people would improve the situation for a lot of people personally, and they could go ahead and ignore the common public dialogue and get specific for themselves and their families in their lockdown crypts and bunkers and hospital administration offices, or wherever it is they're doing this development work for language. And you'll notice that a lot of languages are really dead due to competition and naysaying and zero-sum thinking and negatives and stuff, and hostilities from people who try to punk you and bring your language to an end, and just negative death. So by altering or varying your language, you might be able to escape to a new intellectual dimension, so to speak, where they don't know what you're talking about, and you're not going to tell them what you're saying this time around, that they can't tease you or make fun of you or call you a duty head, and from now on you have duties on your head, that kind of thing. So it's kind of important to let language evolve and introduce a little bit of the power of Babylon, which was when all of God's languages divided and changed into a million other languages, and really gave God a hard time, gave him a headache. So we want to do a little bit of that. English is a counter reaction in the extreme to Babylon, because it's so uniform and unchanging, and unwilling to be liberal and include new borrowed words and borrowed terms, and it's a constant repetition of standbys instead of innovating. So what we'd like to do is allow that in the extreme, and hope that somebody is brave enough out there to do at least a little bit of it, and that other people out there are brave enough to make whole new languages for like the next big alien sci-fi, or the next big anthropology, archaeology show, to make up languages for ancient people, or to make up languages for aliens, because we truly believe here that everything is made up. So if you want to be more unique and you want to imbue life with additional culture, what better way to do it than coming up with a language system that can robustly include all the maths and sciences and reading and writing you've done in your life. This was my life, but you could do the same, make a similar document for your life. Just go through your education from nursery to college and beyond, and come up with any controllers that you have, or rewritable crystal LCD technologies, jewelry. Maybe you see sky television or something. Television gets beamed to you directly from the atmosphere, like a wireless cable or whatever. All that. If you really fight for your rights to create and not just be a passive observer, you can come up with a lot of stuff that will really change your life and the lives of the people around you, and be beautiful and specific and personalized and helpful to you in the extreme. So try to think through your life. Try to think through all the things you've learned, all the symbols you've encountered, all the lessons you've experienced, and make a go of it if you can. But I'm at a standstill because I don't have any tech hacking. I just have mostly bardic singing and joke memorization, recall, and stuff, and flirting. It's not easy to come up with technologies that can do this, but I have drafted alongside this a music application called the LTech Media Player, and it's designed to take all these symbols and allow you to create artwork with them. using a stable of AI assistive devices designed to take care of most of the background work of running the universe for you, so that you can come up with some really good songs. And I have been noticing that the songs on Spotify getting better, so maybe some of this has been drafted outside my symbology into a better composition uh, system for the musicians on my network. But it's hard to say how big an influencer I am, and I don't really want to take any credit where none is due. So if you like this, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'd love to hear what you have to think about it. And if you were here with me now, looking through all the uh, old war notes and stuff, as me, you'd be just as floored as I am, because my mind doesn't really enwrap all of this stuff anymore, because the mental hospital deleted our family's brain file for no reason whatsoever. It's just like when you take your computer into the store and they're like, would you like us to back up and wipe your computer? And it never really works, and you always lose all your files and stuff. That's kind of what they did with our very mortal lives at the hospital. So we'd like to get rid of them and throw them in a pit of despair like they put us in, but that's not our role. Our role is to sit here and just reminisce about what could have been had we not been destroyed completely by asshole mental hospitals. Anyway, here to take my meds now and eat lots of disgusting, unhealthy food, and be betrayed by my perceptions, and go paranoid and see all sorts of nightmare demons and stuff. That's what they produce for us, these hospitals. So, uh, uh, get the reason behind this while you can. I'd love to hear your questions. I'd love if you have any confusion on the topic, to hear what you'd like to know. And if you've got anything you think would be helpful to continue my studies, I'd also like to know if you could suggest anything else that would be particularly interesting to study in the terms of just grammars and fonts and stuff for writing. Thank you. Bye-bye.